When putting together an R&D project, you have to specify attribute values. So for example, a battery life between 24 and 96 hours. In order to determine what battery life figure to use, you want to know what it is that your target market is looking for in terms of battery life. Unfortunately, the simulation only gives ideal values in semantic scale, so on a scale from 1 to 7. So the question always comes up, well, okay, well, how do I convert that semantic number to an actual number? This is how you do it. It's in the handbook. The formula is there. I've modified it a little bit here in this video just to fully show you where everything comes from. So let's just get right into it. So here's the formula. So X basically is the attribute value you desire, that you're solving for basically here. LB is lower bound, UB is upper bound. So basically you need 3 pieces of information to make this formula work. So you need lower bound and upper bound for the attribute values for whatever attribute it is. So for example, again, I just mentioned it, but if we're talking about battery life, the lower bound is 24 hours, the upper bound is 96 hours. So you can design a battery with life from anywhere from 24 to 96 hours. So you need upper bound 96, lower bound 24 in that example, and you also need P. P in the situation is the semantic value that you're trying to convert to an attribute value. Okay, so that should be on a scale of 1 to 7. And the way the back end of this formula works back here is you take the semantic value, you subtract 1, and you put that over 7 minus 1. 7 is the maximum value on the semantic scale. 1 is the minimum value on the semantic scale. In the handbook, it doesn't show you 7 minus 1, it just shows you the 6. But I want to go ahead and show you 7 minus 1 so you can see where that 6 actually comes from. So you're just subtracting the maximum semantics value from the, subtracting the maximum score and the minimum score. So quick example here, we've been talking about battery life. Let's use that as an example. Let's assume that you're modifying, you want to modify a brand. And so what you've done is you've looked at the semantic scales and determined that your particular target segment, the ideal value is a 2.7 on a scale of 1 to 7. So the question is, okay, if my semantic value is 2.7, how many hours does that mean? Because I need the hours number to plug into my R&D project. Okay? So that's the question, is what is it? So we need the lower bound and the upper bound we have here. We also going to use the 2.7 as the P up here, and we're going to plug it into this formula. Looks complicated. It's not that bad at all. And here's how it works out. Just plugging the numbers in there gives you a final attribute value of 44.4 hours. Okay, so the simulation doesn't let you put in decimals for attributes, so you should just either round up or round down. Honestly, it probably doesn't matter which way. I would probably just go with basic rounding. If it's 0.5 or higher, go up. If it's 0.4 or lower, go down. Okay, so that's the number you'd plug in. I would say 44 in this particular situation. That's all there is.